What is up, you beautiful happy hustlers out there? I hope that you are absolutely crushing the day and really just enjoying every single moment, baby, because that is what life is about, really enjoying the moment. And, you get to choose how you see the moment. Are you being optimistic about the moment or are you being pessimistic? So I hope that you choose the optimistic viewpoint. Now, in this episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast, I am excited to bring to you the 5 questions to ask yourself in order to get more out of life, more happiness, more fulfillment, more abundance, more impact. And these 5 questions really rocked me to my core when I was creating some of them, when I heard some of them, when I pulled from others. This was really something. Excuse me, someone's calling me. I guess my notifications came on. But this is really something that if you ask yourself better questions, you will get better results. You will get better answers. And so I want to go into these 5 questions for you to ask yourself in order to get more out of your life. And I really do think if you ask yourself these questions honestly and you actually spend the time to answer them and really, then implement your answers, you're going to be happy hustling your dream reality, baby, full of that passion, that purpose, and that positive impact. Now, without further ado, after a quick word from this episode's sponsor, we are going to dive in. So let's buckle up and get ready for the rodeo. Real quick, guys, I just want to give a huge shout out to this episode's sponsor, Therasage, who, as you know, is making some of the best holistic healing products on the market. As you know, if you've heard me at all, I have their Thera 360 Plus portable and affordable infrared sauna sitting right here in my office. And that bad boy is literally my go-to for just burning calories, decreasing the inflammation in my body, increasing the blood flow circulation. The list of benefits goes on and on. And right now they're offering something super special. You can actually get their holistic health essentials bundle. This is only for happy hustlers, but you can get the hookup on the Thera O3. This is it right here. It helps purify the air, which is good, especially in a pandemic. You can take it with you on an airplane and whatnot. You can get the sauna. You get a water pitcher that helps filter all those chemicals. And you get these EMF blocking little holograms to put on your devices for the lowest price you'll ever get, pretty much, at least the lowest price that I've ever seen for that bundle. You can go to caryjack.com/Therasage. That's THERASAG to get the hookup. That is definitely a really great gift for yourself and for the upcoming holiday season. So take advantage of that. All right, y'all. Now let's get into this episode. All right, guys, here we go with the 5 questions to ask yourself in order to get more out of life. And this is something that came up recently. I was doing 2 podcast interviews, one with Matthew Turner, a British author, and then one with Garrett Gunderson, a serial entrepreneur and wealth strategist and comedian. And they both brought up the questions to ask yourself in order to increase your happiness, your fulfillment, and your abundance, and how they both were talking about how you need to ask yourself better questions, better clarify your own personality, your own personas, in order to then really become a true happy hustler. And I took what I got from those interviews and some of their questions that they were asking, and I distilled it down into these 5 questions. 5 questions for you to ask yourself right now as I go through them with you, and start to truly get the answers in crystal clarity. Now, this first one, I think, is probably one of the most important questions you can ever ask yourself. And once you clarify what this answer is to this question, you will potentially reshape the trajectory of your life. Now, that question is, what does success look like for you? What does success look like for you? not what society deems successful, but what it looks like for you. I'll tell you, I was chasing what society's version of success early on in my career as an entrepreneur. You know, I got it pretty much. I mean, I got my version or the society's version, profit, you know, financial gains, notoriety, ego stroking, you know, materialistic possessions. Now I'm still, you know, interested in some of those things. Yes. But my version of success is lifestyle entrepreneurship, getting up and working a couple hours on things that I want to do, like podcasting, like writing my book, like creating content. And then I go out into the wide world and enjoy nature and go fly fishing and go horseback riding. I'm going horseback riding for 3 days this weekend for a wagon train, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to the hot springs to soak in some thermal water after this episode and is done recording, you know, and I worked a couple hours this morning and I'll be done for the day, you know, and that's my version of success. Going upstairs, you know, giving my fiance some loving, eating a nice, healthy, organic meal, calling my family and my friends and people I care about, and you know, giving back to others who need help and support with selfless service. You know, my version of success might look different than your version, but you must define, what does success look like for you? Okay, this is a huge question you have to answer, and that is the first one. Now, number two, what did your childhood self yearn for? What did your childhood self yearn for? See, what happens when we get older and we grow, we start to take on other people's objections and objectives. And we start to look at other people's lives. And maybe we take on some of their goals or dreams or aspirations. And we forget about our own true yearning as a child, with that childlike wonder. What did we yearn for? You know, for me, I yearned to play professional sports. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I wanted to play soccer at the highest level and represent my country, you know, wearing a USA jersey in the Olympics. That was like one of my top things I yearned for. Now, unfortunately, due to injuries, tearing my ACL, breaking my ankle, you know, I wasn't able to play for the United States national team. However, I did get to play semi-pro, and I played in college, and I still play. And I just won a championship with my men's league, Premier League team, you know, and it's still fun. So I get to still live out my childhood yearning of playing sports at a high level. Now, I want you to think about what your childhood self yearns for, you know, and what did it yearn for, and see how you can integrate more of that into your existence, because that's how you'll become more happy and more fulfilled. All right. That is a really important question to ask yourself. I want you to ponder all of these, but I really would like you to take it to the next level and jot down on your phone the answer to these questions. Write down in a journal the answer to these questions. Then go back later this evening and review them. Okay. Actually take the time, maybe tomorrow morning, and review them, and really see how you can actually take your answers and implement them. Okay. So, first question was, what does success look like for you? Second question was, what did your childhood self yearn for? Now, third question, baby. And I love this question. If you had an unlimited checking account balance, what would you be doing with your day to day? If you had an unlimited checking account balance, what would you be doing with your day to day? I mean, isn't this just such a great thought to ponder? If you had all the money and you didn't need to worry about money, like not at all, you had all of it. You had an unlimited checking account balance. I mean, you could write a check for $1 million and it wouldn't even matter. You could go buy a yacht and it wouldn't even matter. You could go, you know, on a month sabbatical and it wouldn't matter because you have an unlimited checking account balance. What would you be doing with your day to day? Is it what you're doing right now for work? My guess is Maybe not exactly, right? I'll tell you what, for me, maybe not exactly, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. I would be creating this content for you, the happy hustlers out there. I would be sharing my message, of inspiration and education to help you create that blissful balance. I feel really called to this message. Obviously, I'm doing, these episodes and I'm rocking the mic and I'm putting in the reps. But I think it's an interesting question to ponder. Like, what would you actually want to do with your time? And if it's nothing, then that means you need to reevaluate your vision. Because obviously you're not going to sleep around all day and watch movies all day. You'll be bored. So think about what you would actually want to do, what impact you would actually want to have, what you could do to serve and help people, and how you could start to implement more of that into your work life. How could you implement it into your business? Some of these things that you're doing. If you had an unlimited checking account balance, what would you be doing with your day to day? Who would you spend it with? What would you get up, and what would be the thing that excites you the most? You know, like, are you going out traveling and you're just taking off and you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy a motorcycle, I'm going to travel around the country, or I'm going to fly to Southeast Asia and I'm going to go to different restaurants all over the world, or I'm going to, maybe go on a mountaineering exploration and climb Mount Kilimanjaro or whatever. Like, what would you do with your day? What would you do? Or would you just do exactly what you're doing? Because that means pretty damn close to happy hustling in alignment, right? But think about that question and think about what it means for you and write down your answer. What would you actually do today if you had unlimited money and it wasn't a factor? Number 4, what do you need? No, who do you need to connect with today to enhance your reality? Who do you need to connect with today to enhance your reality? Okay. Now, this is a very tricky question that can be answered both in the sense of a business lens and a personal lens, in a professional sense and more in the sense of family and friends. Who do you need to connect with today to actually enhance your reality? That could be a prospect for your business, or a potential guest on your podcast, or a publisher for your book, or it could be a conference conference liaison that you want to speak at or attend, or whatever. But think about who it is professionally. Who can you connect with today to enhance your reality? And then for your professional life, great. Write that down. Write that number, or that answer down, who that person is. And now also think about who it is for your personal life, right? Maybe it's just your significant other. Maybe you just need to really connect with them, like actually connect with them, like, put the devices away and just go on a walk and really connect and bond. Or maybe it's, your mom, your dad, brother or sister who you've kind of been pushing off that relationship a little bit, and you just really need to connect. Or maybe it's a friend, that needs you. Think about who you need to connect with today, both personally and professionally, and write down those 2 names and then actually connect with them. Okay. We're here getting after it with the Happy Hustle podcast, and you're listening, you're growing, but unfortunately, the application of knowledge is where the results actually stem from, not just the acquisition of knowledge, right? You must apply the knowledge, not just acquire it. So when you write down these 2 names, connect with them and reach out. Okay. Now, number 5, question 2, ask yourself, in order to get more out of life, baby, and that is, what one thing can you do to make the greatest positive impact on the world? Now, this is a big question. This is a big question. What one thing can you do to make the greatest positive impact on the world? Think about that. One thing. What is your uniqueness? What is your strength? What is something that you can do that actually makes a positive impact on the world? When I thought about this question for myself, I was like, well, one thing that I can do is actually hone my entertainment skills so I can present my message with more inspiration and education and entertain in the process, right? And that's why I've been investing. I have this upcoming speech coming up for a conference, and I've been investing in myself and learning different, presentation skills. And, with my Second City improv training and my acting and modeling career for the past 15 years, I'm a presenter in that realm. And so naturally, I feel comfortable presenting my message on camera, or my lines, or my script, or my book, or my methodologies, the soul mapping framework, etc. But I can really make a bigger positive impact on the world by honing those skills and then actually doing the work, presenting this message. But think about what is the one thing that you can do right now to make the greatest positive impact on the world, and start to do that thing, right? Start to do that thing so you can make the biggest positive impact on the world. That's what the Happy Hustle is all about, passion, purpose, and a positive impact. Okay. And in order to do those three things, you have to really do some deep introspection, and you have to ask yourself these better questions, right? And that's why I thought this message of really answering these 5 questions is a very timely message, and one in which that is imperative. And I do want to mention one honorable question to throw in the mix as a 6th bonus, and that is, how can you live more presently today? How can you live more presently today? Maybe that's just turn off the devices and journal. Maybe that's just going for a walk with your lover, or eating a delicious, and nutritious food that you really love. How can you live more presently? How can you give to others, and serve, but also be present in that process? Okay. Now, those 5 questions in a recap are: 1, what does success look like for you? Okay. 2, what did your childhood self yearn for? 3, if you had an unlimited checking account balance, what would you be doing with your day to day? 4, who do you need to connect with in order to enhance your reality? 5, what one thing can you do to make the greatest positive impact on the world? And 6, how can you live more presently today as that bonus? Answer those questions, my friend, and get more out of life. Start happy hustling that dream reality, full of that passion, that purpose, and that positive impact. I hope you got some value from this one, y'all. Share it with a friend who needs to answer these questions as well. That's how we help others, and we share this message of passion, purpose, and positive impact while we happy hustle a life we love. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Happy Hustle Podcast, guys. I really hope you got some value. And I want to give a big shout out to this episode's other sponsor, Cacao Bliss by Earth Echo Foods. Now, I'll tell you what, this stuff is nutritious and delicious. It goes right in my morning coffee. I mix it up. It's got MCT, lucuma. It's got 4 other superfoods, and it is ceremonial grade cacao. Ceremonial grade cacao, guys. The real deal. All right. Now, you guys want to hook up, you can go to earthechofoods.com/happy hustle. Okay. Earth Echo, that's ECHO, foods.com/happy hustle. Get the hookup and just enjoy some of this really great ceremonial grade cacao that also has 4 other superfoods in there. All right. Now, thanks again. Peace and love.